Hey yo, welcome to a small world. Still Bryce Lit Shed in Gresham. You can see it is like 8:30 at night. It's still bright. So, but anyhow, tonight this is a how I do video, which is YouTube exclusive. I will share it on Facebook though, but you're gonna have to go to YouTube to watch it. So anyhow, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all how I take a piece of cedar that looks like this, all kind of rough. Now this ain't the exact length. And a piece of oak, as y'all can see, is all warped up, and it's an unfinished piece, or rough cut, as you want to call it. That actually, I think, if memory serves me correct, it came from the big old oak tree in front of our house. It got hit by lightning, it got tore up and killed to something that looks like this. And this is really, and look, it's all nice and flat and everything. It's awesome. It's the first time I've done it, and I was just tickled to death. So, but anyhow, that being said, now I've done some prep to it. Well, actually, I've done a lot of prep to it because I just cut this piece off that same board just so y'all can see how warped it is and everything. Now, normally what I would do, is I'd probably run it through my jointer and everything, but yeah, you could run it through your jointer, get one side flat, and then plane it. But I just planed it, and so you get a piece looking like this. Now this edge here, I do it on my table saw, which I will show you all that, because sorry about that. That was hamburger steak. It was good too. But anyhow, as y'all can see, I've already planed this, but I haven't jointed it because it's still rough right here on the edges. So it's still got that rough cut look to it. And my piece of cedar, my piece of cedar, I've already, took it from this thickness to this thickness. So it's awesome. I'm really tickled to death. Instead of doing the book matching things, which now the book matching part, what you would do is you would take two pieces of wood like this, and you would try and find like a common, I'm gonna get this right, y'all. You would find a common grain pattern, something like that. So it would all match and just look like it's one solid piece of wood once you jointed it and glued it and whatever else. But I decided against that because I still had a few pieces of cedar laying around, and I was like, well, I'm going to put cedar in the middle of it and see what it looks like. So, anyhow, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show y'all how I clean the edges up of my board. Now, what I do is I try and find the flattest side of it. Not as many bumps or anything like that, or dips or valleys or whatever. Yeah, it was this side here. And then I'll put it against the side of my fence on my saw right there. And I'll set it so where I'll just trim this edge so slightly. Because all I want to do is clean it up. I don't want to cut, like way up in here yet, because I'm not ready for that. So, y'all hang tight, and well, I'm getting ready to start it. Shoot, who cares? Oh yeah, remember, safety glasses. Alright, now if y'all can see, I don't know if you can or not, there's still a little rough patch right there. And that was because, well, the difference in the thickness of the board from one end to the other, it's rough cut. Sorry, my glasses fogging up. It's a rough cut. So, it's not going to be true to start off with. So what I got to do is I got to move my fence over just a little bit, and then I'll have this edge flat. And then what I'm going to do is I'll move it over just a little bit more, and then I'll flatten this edge out. So here we go. Something else, I'm going to get me a tape measure with millimeters, because it's a whole lot easier to split stuff in half and add and divide instead of doing quarters and eighths and sixteenths and 30-seconds. Man, that's ridiculous. But I love it. Alright, here we go. that side cleaned up. Let's see where I need to go from the other side. Too much. Alright, here we go. Alright, now both sides have been jointed. It's all nice and clean on both sides. So now I have a perfectly square board. As best as I can tell I do. So, but now I'm getting ready to show you how I actually, what I did. Let me explain to you something else. What I did with this piece is what they call, I put hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. Because I had to go get something. Now, what I did with this is I did what they call biscuit joining. And no, it's not my mama's famous biscuits. You know, that everybody wants to fight you over and beat you across the head just to get one. And stay mad at you forever because you've got one and they did. No, it's this little thing right here. And what it is, it goes in between the wood and joins it. Well, actually it don't really join it from what I've been told. It just helps hold everything together, keeps it level, keeps it on the same, it just keeps it flat, you know, during assembly mostly. What holds it together now is the glues, because the glues, from what I've understand and heard a whole lot of people say, that the glues are stronger and better now than what they were back in the day, whereas this used to be the primary source of the strength of the table. Now it's the glues, or yeah, the joint. It used to be the biscuit, but now it's the glue that's actually more, just actually stronger. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was looking for. I don't know, my brain's running 100 miles an hour. I'm getting confused. I'm trying to think of what else I'm going to tell you next, but I'm getting ready to show you all, excuse me, how I actually cut the slots for these. And yeah, sit tight. Hang on, I got past that pause button. Alright, now I've done a little bit of prefab. Again, you know, to kind of go ahead and speed up this process, because I don't want to bore y'all too much, me having to sit here and draw everything out, but I'm going to explain to you what I did. Now what I did is I lined up all my boards how I wanted them, you know. For right now I'm going to oak, cedar, oak. And so that way I think it's going to look pretty. Now what I did, y'all can see, I don't know if y'all can see my lines or not. These bracelet sheds are too bright sometimes. Anyhow, I got a line here, here, and here. Now what that's for, that's where I'm going to put my biscuit joints. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little biscuit joiner right here. And as y'all can see, this flat plate, there's a saw blade that pops up in the middle. And that cuts, I don't know what I did with the other board, but that cuts a slot right in here so I can put that actual biscuit joint in it. A biscuit to make the joint, yes. And now on this part, what I do is I number my sides. In other words, because I got a number 1 here and number 2 here, and on my boards down here I got one labeled 1, one labeled 2, so that way whenever I cut it specifically for that slot. So if something happened and I had to move one over or whatever, you know, on another board because of a knot or something like that, you know, I could move that line over and I know exactly which side I had to put it. So if y'all hold tight, yeah, we're gonna get on with it. Now first I'm gonna go ahead and just make my what am I gonna make? Well, I gotta make a cut on both of them. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and make my cut on my cedar piece, and then I'm gonna do my cuts on my oak. So here we go. Oh, a little more hold. Give me a little more hold with that. Now as y'all can see what it is, I just cut a little slot. And what this will do, it'll fit right in that slot, just like that. And in the slot that I cut in the oak piece, it'll just fit right on top of that, and it'll actually sit flush with it. And yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the first time I actually used this piece here. I bought it at a pawn shop for like 20 bucks, so I got lucky. Y'all hang tight. I'm gonna get the rest of these done and then we go from there. Well, I'm gonna do all these. Never mind. Alright, now that y'all seen that, hang tight, let me get the other ones done and then we'll get to where we can do the glue up. Alright, be right back. Alright, welcome back. Now, as y'all can see, I got my clamps laid out. There's my glue. There's my biscuits. And there's the wood. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue it up and clamp it up. Now, I have tape on my bars right here because what I don't like is whenever glue gets stuck to my bars and I got to sit there and spend 20 or 30 minutes scraping glue off, you know, because I like to get happy with the glue sometimes. So, well, oh, let me get a rag, or 2 or 3, I'm going to get 3. Like I said, I like to get messy with the glue, but anyhow, we're going to go ahead and start the glue up process. I got to make sure I get all of them right. Where's my hammer? Oh, there's my hammer. Okay. Just in case I need it. Just in case I need my hammer, I got it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue inside the slots that I cut because it will actually squeeze out. And it'll actually squeeze a lot of it out. And then I'm going to apply glue to the surfaces here. And I still haven't figured out how I want to do this first. You know, whether I want to go ahead and just spread the glue across here first or put the biscuits in and then spread the glue. It's still a try and error because this is, heck, this is the second time I've done this. So, you know, I mean, hey, you're watching and I'm learning. How about that? Oh, well, y'all probably can't see it, but there's a whole lot of glue that popped out right there. Apparently I need to put just a little bit less glue in there. Wipe it on the table, it'll help. Yeah, I think that's what I'll start doing. Yeah, I like wiping glue on my table because I just do. It's like a wooden, I don't know, never mind. So we're going right along here. On the next few holes, we're going to try putting a little bit less glue. Like I say, this is a learning process for me because this is only the second time that I've done it. Let me get this one out of the way because this one ain't going to go on the bottom. That one's going to go in the top because whenever I clamp it, I'm going to have 2 on the bottom clamping and pulling. And what it's going to want to do is bow the wood up like that. So when I put that one on the top, it's going to keep it level, keep it flat. Getting the numbers lined up. Getting my lines lined up. Alright, good deal. Now, time for this one. Alright, now I'm going to put a little bit of glue. A little bit. We do that Braille cream thing, a little dab will do you. See what happens. I think I got too much in that one, but oh, no, I don't need to go that far, so I got to keep remembering like that right there. I should have stopped right there, but it is what it is. I keep wanting to put glue on the whole stinking board because it's there and I want to put it on it. One of my little get carried away things. Alright, let's see how much we push out on these joints. Actually, they don't look, I don't know why they call them biscuits, they should call them little footballs, because that's what they look like, a little stinking football. Never understood that. Never, never, never. Still putting a little too much in it, but it is what it is. I'll get it figured out one day. Yeah, never mind. Yep. Alright, now we're going for the last piece to put it on it. Get my numbers in the right spot, my lines matched up. And down she goes. Now what I'm going to do is actually wipe some of the excess glue off of it right now on the sides. And I'm pretty sure y'all can see some of it squishing out the back side back there behind me. Yep, there's some, but just like I say, just know there will be more. Especially once I put pressure on this. So I'm not worried about it because tomorrow, after it dries, I will be able to clean it up. Got to get the tape loosened up a little bit so it'll let it slide and butt up solidly to it. Or squarely, however you want to say it. We'll just go squarely. Now what I do, get this thing. Now what I'll do is I'll sit here and press down on this board a little bit so it kind of flattens it out up against the clamp. Then I'll come over here to this one and do the same thing. So if I get my tape out of the way. Sometimes this tape is aggravating as all get out. Now what I'm trying to do now is make sure that this board stays kind of square, which I left it thick. And the reason why I left it thick was so I can run it back through my planer, smooth it out, get all the glue off of it, and get it to its final width, final thickness, if you wish to call it that. Just get it to its final size, make sure it's pretty. Come on. Get that little piece of tape down there. Alright, now we fix to start cranking down and putting some pressure on it. And what I will do here in a minute is I'll actually show y'all some of the squeeze out. And what I mean by squeeze out is whenever the more pressure I put on this, or at least until it quits moving anyhow, as it gets tighter and tighter, what it does is it pushes the excess glue out of the joints. So that way, you know, you got a nice tight joint and you got a nice glue up. Alright, here we go. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about now. I know my hands over the lens. Alright, now anyhow, y'all can see right there all the nice little glue popping out of it. And that's it. And what I'll do tomorrow, I might show y'all tomorrow how I actually get it to look like the finished piece. Which that is, you know, I got to plane it again, which I mean, like I say, y'all have already seen me plane it, but it's an odd shape, so I might just show y'all how I plane it. I think it's a little bit too wide, so I might have to shorten it a little bit. But anyway, we're going to work it down to size and get it ready so I can get it to the right size and put it on a drawer. But alright, well that's it. Look, again, I appreciate y'all watching. It's been awesome. It's awesome. I like showing y'all what I do and how I do it, because you know it's how I do video, not how to do. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that got different stories and different ways of doing it, and this is just some stuff that I put together from watching YouTube, and and hopefully I can give somebody some different ideas, because I mean, there's all kinds of ways to do stuff. It's all according to how you want to do it, and that's the fun part, because it is what it is. But anyhow, all right. Well, that's it for now. Still, Bryce Lit Shed. Look, I had to show you all them lights. I mean, I couldn't let y'all go without showing them to you. So, all right. Well, that's it for now. Later.